My name is Gideon. My question goes thus: what is government doing to reduce crime in our society? And my second question says that what advice can you give to the society in order for us to assist in the reduction of crime?
Mr. Champion, sir, how healthy is the relationship between the police force and local security outfits? Second question, is the police taking the campaign against crime to educational institutions like the primary schools, the secondary schools, the universities? Thank you.
Welcome back. A lot of questions have been asked from the audience, so I guess please provide your answers.
Thank you, Mr. Gideon. Your first question was, what is the government doing to assist the police? Your second question is, what is my advice to the society in order for them to assist the police? The first question about government, I think government of the day, they are insensitive to the police plight. I'm sorry to say this. I cannot speak for government. But for the second question, my advice to the society is to be friendly with the police. Don't stay far away from the police. They are not your enemies. Police and the populace are supposed to be partners in progress. We're talking of the ways to reduce criminal activities and criminality to the barest minimum. So you and I have a part to play. You as an individual, you have a part to play. I have a part to play to make sure that these things we're talking about will become a thing of the past. It's a monster that is still deep into the fabric of the society, the crime. So you have a part to play. And the part you have to play is to be friendly with the police. And make sure you channel all your intel to the appropriate authority. To the appropriate authority for action. That is Mr. Gideon. Mr. Champion, you ask a question, how healthy is the relationship with the police and other security agencies? Of course, I'm not in the system now, but I know that police have a standing community partnership with the society. Before this time, we used to have a police community relations committee at every police station level, at every divisional level, at area command level, at the state command level.
They go for meetings.
Okay. Where they liaise and marshal out ideas on what to do, on how to help the police. So the relationship within the police and other security agencies, I cannot say much about that, but I know that the vigilante group and the police, they work together.
They ought to be cordial relationship.
Yeah, the neighborhood watch, they work together with the police. In the area where I live, the vigilante there and the police, they move together. They go on patrol together in the night. And the second question is the campaign of the police, campaign to the schools. I think that will be left, this one will channel to the police hierarchy.
Yes.
To take action. It should be channeled to them to take action.
But that's a very good question.
Yeah,
if we should not take to schools only about religion, about morals.
No.
Let's also take them how to
refrain
from crime.
The young ones that are coming.
Yes. Both primary, secondary, and even tertiary education.
Yeah. Take them on morality.
Post-primary and tertiary.
Secondary, yeah.
So I think it's important that IGP again, I call you again, to look into this direction. Let us include this in our school curriculum. That will be fine. Sometime it could be once in a week. They say from these 2 hours or 1 hour is police visitation to teach us on how to refrain from crime. It's important. And when students started internalizing this from primary school, when they move to secondary, the same issue. They move to university, the same. But those of them that really have fear of God will refrain from it. They will say, oh, I think this is not something we will do. And then look into the other areas too that we mentioned earlier that police needs to look to so that this crime will be reduced to the barest minimum. We know, even me, I know that we cannot wipe it completely away from the society, but it will be reduced drastically. I use the word drastically. All right, thank you so much. So please, your final words to the audience.
Yeah, once again, it's a privilege to be here, but I want to let us understand that there's no one that commits sin or commit crime and goes free. If you commit today and you escaped justice, tomorrow a day is coming that you will not escape justice. You will pay for it. Look at what happened to Shehu Kuti. Probably must have been doing it before.
He said so. He said he has been slapping policemen.
He must have been doing it before.
Social media.
When I was in service, 1996, I don't want to mention the musician, a prominent musician here, slapped a policeman. We were working together, an inspector of police. He slapped him and gave him injury because he has money. Before I know it, was giving the inspector money. I said, this cannot happen. It cannot happen where I am. I bundled him inside the patrol vehicle. We took him to the station. In fact, it was to fly out of Nigeria that night for an engagement in America. He could not go. He was detained. He was pestering me with money. I don't need your money. You should have respect for law enforcement agencies. Because you're a musician, that does not give you the leeway. Every day for the thief.
One day
for the owner of the house. I leave you with that. God bless you.
Thank you very much. But we also need to balance it. We also have cases where policemen take laws into their hands and be dealing with civilians as they wish. We have cases. And I think that was also prompted NSAS.
Yes.
As a matter of fact. So we have to balance it. I am not in support of any civilian hitting a policeman on uniform because they are representing government. I'm not also in support of any policeman hitting civilians. Brutalizing. No, it's not supposed to be. We have cases of that. And sometimes some of them want to retaliate. So let's balance it. Let's balance it. The balance here is police do not hit a civilian for no just cause. Because you see where they're beating, just to give me 20,000, they'll beat you hell out of you. I mean, kick and all that. So, I mean, not only policemen, everybody on force. They should and call them common civilian. That kind of a thing. I don't know.
I think it is an anomaly.
Yes, it's not.
And it is not part of the rule of engagement of the law enforcement agencies.
At all.
So any law enforcement agent that goes out of its way, like I said earlier, my concluding speech is every day for the thief, one day for the owner. Yes. You might not know the number of policemen that are being tried on daily basis for incivility, to members of the public. Yes. You might not know. Okay. But they pass through processes. As many of them that are doing it, it's not all of them that escape. Many of them have gone on dismissal. Some, their ranks were reduced, and so on and so forth. Okay. So police are actually doing something to that effect, to that direction. Okay. They are doing something to that effect. There's no one. So any policeman that thinks he can do and go free, it is not always a free day for them.
Yes, that's right. So that last statement is for both.
Yes.
That every day is for the thief, one day is for the. So if you policemen are also brutalize civilians, one day too, your cup will also full, and they feel that. So we don't want that. Let's respect the government, especially those that represent the government on uniform. Then to also respect also the civilians too, because they are there together and to make peace. Using the word bloody and common civilians, it's not right, because you are on uniform. You call other bloody civilian. Come on, civilians. You forget that your father and mother are not also police or soldier. They are equally included in the bloody and common civilian. And so let's have respect, mutual respect for each other. I think with that, this place, Nigeria, will be good for each and every one of us to dwell in. Having said this, I want to thank you again for your opportunity for coming and responding to all the questions asked you. You really did well. So thank you so much for coming.
I appreciate you really good.
Yeah. I also want to thank the executive producer and the production crew, the audience seated here, and of course our viewers at home for joining us. Of course, I won't forget to mention our sponsors. We are indeed grateful. Asking that there's still room for more people to sponsor so that I can keep this program on air. Having said this, I want to invite artist The Bride to sign out this program. Until I come your way again next week, I am Achilles. Goodbye. Vivid View.
This is VVV.